Hello everyone, Joe Nally here, joining you today for the rehearsal video of Appalachian Spring. There is a click track video, which is just simply me directing over top of the master click track that everyone will be recording to. I would definitely recommend using that video if you can. You have to use the click track. There is no alternative to that, to making the recording. The video is very helpful. It gives you visual cues for slowing down, speeding up, and transitions, as well as the numbers are on there, measure numbers when you get to them, in case you are looking for reassurance that you're in the right place. We all need that when we're doing this kind of recording. I am here today to rehearse Appalachian Spring with you, all of you, Matt's musical friends, Matt's virtual players, the MVPs of this project. I like that. This is a tribute project for Matt. I won't get into that, what he means to all of us right now. I will explain really quickly what we're going to do, and then we can dive in. So I'm going to direct. You are more than welcome to play along. You are also welcome to sit there with your music and mark. Either of those will work. We are playing to the Hal Leonard recording of this piece. It's not a fantastic recording, which is why we're not using it to do our own virtual recording. But we are going to rehearse to it today. I also have my piano here. Just in case we need to pull things out, I can do that. I can say more horn, things like that if I need to. But please, let's jump in. So I'm going to start at the top, which I'm going to go through, and I'm going to break down some of the transitions real quick with you. Pencil would be very helpful right now. And then we're actually going to play through section by section. So from the top, we are starting at 122. Just so you all know, 122. That is the measure before the 3/4 measure. We do not want flute and alto playing here. We only want the trumpets and the low brass chord to start us off for this first measure. Oboe solo comes in and leads us into the 3/4 measure where everyone is in. That transition slows down, and then before 126 on beat 3, we're taking a fermata. The whole group, whoever's playing there, will fermata, and then beat 4 will be in time, and then we'll be in at 126. So let me show you how that works, just so you know. Here's 122. And 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Okay, so I wasn't exactly with the recording, but I think it'll be pretty clear when you watch the conducting video to make your own recording. So that section from 126 and 134 is fantastic, straightforward. Before 147, we will pick up the pace just a little bit, 2 before 147. And that's 145, so that's here. Okay, so we've sped up just a bit when we get to 147. That is pretty straightforward through 156 through 164, before 172. We have a fermata on beat 1 and measure 171. We all have a fermata on beat 1. that is a unison note, by the way. So we will need to listen for intonation. Check it, please, with your tuner when we get there. So beat 1 will be held. I am going to take a complete break after beat 1. There will be a complete break for the ensemble, and then beat 2 will be the pickup into 172, which is a fast 2. Okay? So we will have a fermata on 1, off, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? So here's measure 171, just so you're clear. Fermata, getting quieter. Break. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Is that clear? We can listen to the recording. Actually, sorry about that. That was the pickup into it. Let me go ahead and skip back to 164 so that you can hear how this works. Here's your fermata. Off. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, does everyone understand that? So again, our version will be slightly different from the version you're hearing now, but that is what you'll be watching for when you do your recording. That's 172. That is one of the toughest transitions of the piece. It will be in 2 there. Your part will say in 1, but I am going to stay in 2 all the way through that, even though it has a 1 feel. Just for clarity's sake, that's going to help us a lot to stay in 2. And now at 188, tempo beats straight through at 188. There's no hold or anything like that, but there is going to be a release, a full ensemble breath before beat 2 of 188. Beat 2 of 188 is a pickup into the full legato marcato statement of simple gifts starting at 189. So you will hear the note holding over into 188, release, pickup, down. Okay? So here's measure 187. It's fast here. 187. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Dun. Okay. So is that clear as mud? Let me try again. We're in a fast 2 in 187 going into it. At 188, we transition back into that halftime feel. Okay? So you will see me beating a fast 2, and then at 188, I'll go back into 2, the big 2 that you'll play through for the rest of the piece. Okay, let me show you that transition starting at the fast 2. Here's 172. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, breath. Ba, ba, ba. Okay. One more time. Same place, fast 2 at 172. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, breath. Ba, ba. Okay? So that's how that transition works. Time beats straight through, but we switch to a halftime feel. And then at 206, here is a straight through at 197. At 206, here's another transition point. The measure before, 205, we have a fermata. Those who are playing are holding, and they will hold over into 206. So there will be no one playing at the downbeat, starting their note at the downbeat of 206. People will be holding through, and then the flutes come in on beat 2 at 206. So you will see from me, you will see a fermata 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So let me get into that from 197. Here's 197. That's not 197. This is 197. Here's the sfondo. 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. He holds it for quite a long time there. That's really difficult to do with the recording. Let me try it again. 197. Sforzando here. Off on 2. Hold. 1, 2. Okay, that one was right. Watch the recording video. And then at 216, just follow the meter changes, switching from 4 to 3 to 4 to 3, with half note getting the beat. And then at 211, we switch into cut time, which is 2, with half note getting the beat. So that is consistent throughout, and it should be fairly easy to follow. No more transitions from that point forward, just counting. Okay, so hopefully that helps stepping through the transitions. Feel free to fast forward, stop, go back, redo those, and then come back for working through the piece section by section. Welcome. Welcome back, Matt's Virtual Players. It's the middle of the night, so I hope the lighting works for you, but that is the only time that I can get quiet. Any of you who have kids, have raised kids, have lived next door to kids, you know what I'm talking about. So here we are in the middle of the night. We are back to run through this section by section, and take a look, take a couple notes from a style standpoint, from breathing standpoint, and then to touch on those transitions one more time. Again, this is for the Appalachian Spring Simple Gifts, starting at 122. Here's the fermata on beat 3, 4, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Pulse this. Pulse the offbeats. Short, simple, tempo change, and 2, and 1, and 2, and long. Connect these phrases. Melody, big 8-measure phrases here. Breathe. Round. Again. to the unison. Off. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, we're going to stop. Fantastic. So that's the first bite. That's the first bite that we're going to look at. Going back to 126, I mentioned this. This is very simple at 126. Clarinet playing the Simple Gifts melody that we all know, as Copland did it fantastically, beautifully, simply. And then we have this flute counter melody kind of just pulsing. It's not really even a melody. It's accompanying, it's pulsing the offbeats. And then, but that's it. That's all we have going on there, in addition to the bells, which really do make this. So we'll have a beautiful bell part in there. So I want to go back to 126. Here's 126 clarinet. Ba, 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 ba. Grow ba. Pulse, 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 pulse down. 2, 1, and short, da 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 da, going on. And long lines here. See, no breath at all. Here's your breath. Pick it up. To the unison. Off. Okay, good. Okay, so the couple notes that I had in there were big 8-measure phrases in the melody. Okay, that's pretty simple. This is a round. He shifts the melody by a couple measures, and there it's just fantastic writing, of course. And then the flute, the little flute ditties here. Ba-da-bum, 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 ba-da-bum. Make something of that shape. Okay? It's not just ba-da-ba, 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 ba-da-ba. It's ba-da-bum, 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 ba-da-bum. Okay? Give that some interest. Those people playing the downbeats or the offbeats, really short, precise, nothing much to that. The changing notes are the ones we want to hear. If you have the same note over and over and over again, just barely there. If you have the note that goes bum, 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 that's the more interesting of the two. Same with those who are playing legato downbeats. But we're going to move on. We're going to do this transition into 172 one more time. So we're going to start at 164. Okay, here's 164. Going towards unison. Right. Off. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Breathe. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Breathe. Okay? Great. Let's look at that one more time. Again, the phrasing here is the most important. We want to hear alto. The alto has a fantastic counter melody in this section. It's the first time we've heard a true counter melody, not just, the shifting of the same melody and alteration to fit, or the pulsing of the flutes. This is a counter melody. It moves in the opposite direction. It's counterpoint at its best. Altos and the clarinet 2-3 have it here. We want the alto sound to shine through here. 2s and 3s, you're fantastic clarinets. I love you. The alto sound is what gives this part its soul here. If you have the standard melody, you're great. Phrase it, shape it. If you have the counter melody, that's what the interesting part that drives this. So make sure that starting at 172, that again, you're doing long, you're connecting that first phrase. We're not breaking in measure 175. There is no break in measure 175. The break is a full ensemble break except for bassoons coming in measure 82, 81, measure 180. So at the end of that second big phrase at 180. So 2 big phrases here. Let's do that one more time to get the transition into 188, and I will show you what I mean from a connection and a break standpoint. Here we are, same place, 172. Is that where I am? Now, pick up into 172. Connect, break. 1, 2, 1. And good. Here's your break. Stop there, just for a couple of style notes through here. I know you're all going to nail the transitions, no problem. So a couple style notes. Legato and marcato. It's an interesting combination, right? So what he wants is he wants a distinct rounded attack on each of these, and almost a hint of separation between the notes. Every note is equal. All notes matter here. They're all equal. There's no larger phrase other than one breath that we put in that I'll tell you about. But all notes are equal here. This is the marcato statement of it. Half notes, a little bit more of a separation. Quarter notes, fully legato, just rounded, accented attacks on every single note through here. Stately, all fortissimo. And horns, triple forte. The horn line through here, you guys are in unison, and it's you and the trumpets, and everyone else is supporting. Okay, we want to hear that horn trumpet sound when we get in here. So those are the style notes for you. Before 197, beat 2 of 196 is a pickup into 197. So definitely put a bigger separation in between beats 1 and 2 on measure 196. The same thing will happen, 98, 99, 200, measure 201. The same kind of feel, a bigger separation between those half notes to get us to that final sforzando note. So here, let's do this again, starting at 188. Horns. Horns. Here's your break. break. 2, 3, break. 2, here's a break. 1 and 2 and 1. We're gonna stop there. Good, okay. So that we got our transition before 206. I'm going to start right on 206. Actually, let me talk about measure 204. Unless you have a whole note there, you have a sforzando half note. You all must release on 2, and I don't want a solid sound the whole time. I want you to start tapering that off for the release on 2. Okay, so it's more like a forte piano. On that note instead of sforzando. And those who have a whole note, and this is measure 205, those who have a whole note, you are tapering that entire measure down to the hold in measure 205. Okay, let's start at 197, just so you can see that. Pick up into 197. Separate here a bit. Separate off. 2, 1. Here's your break. Off. Break. There's another break here. Break. There's another break here. One last break here. 2, 1. Here's 226. Bells, 2 bells, 2 bells, 2, and then off. I will hold that longer than he does, or she. Not sure who directed. So the end of that is fairly straightforward. After 206, those phrase breaks are important. And so what we're doing here is the flute is playing melody after 206. The flute carries over the breaks that everyone else is taking. So you can follow your phrase marks after 206 and make distinct breath breaks between each phrase after 206, especially the one that has the crescendo after it. 208, 209, 210, 11, measure 212. That crescendo is the only real written dynamic change in this entire section. It's a little bit atmospheric here. It's the calm. It's tranquil. This is the end of the ballet. It is placid. But that is the one last little expressive element, so please let that bloom a bit after 208. We're going to do this one more time from 206 to the end, and then we'll call it a day. Here's 206 again. Yep, here's 206. 1, 2, and flute. Everyone else break. Here's your big break. And 1, 2. Flute carries over. Everyone else break. Flute carries over. Everyone else break. Last break except for clarinet and flute. 2, 26. And we will let this just go away. Well, I hope you enjoyed the rehearsal, and I hope you enjoy the process of recording. I do recommend that you get the video set up with headphones for the click track. That is going to be the best technique for recording. So whether you have that on a computer with headphones recording with your phone, or you have it on YouTube on the TV with headphones and a recording device, up to you. 2 computers, tablet, computer, phone. The modern era, right? Anyway, so that is the rehearsal video for Simple Gifts from Appalachian Spring, Aaron Copland, arranged by David Longfield. I am Joe Nally, and you are all Matt Elke's friends, loved ones, and his virtual players. So hopefully I'll see you again at our next video. We are recording 3 songs, 1 down, 2 to go. Thank you.